Welcome, guys. Back again with another video that turns my stomach. But it's the times we live in, right? This is what we got to get used to. And yes, this is happening in New York. Well, let's say here. Okay, this homeowner who owns this house wants to sell it because of issues similar to this, but unfortunately she can't get in. They changed the locks on her own house. Her mother's furniture and everything is still in there and whatnot. Somebody comes to the door, or somebody goes to the front door to go in, and they unlock it, and then they freak out and leave really quick. Well, they actually finally make it in, and they get all the people to leave from there. I'll go ahead and play a video, but I'm trying to give you the lowdown of what's going on. Now, she finally has control of her house, so you think. She has a locksmith that comes up and changes the locks. But before she goes and closes the door, here comes another guy, breaks the door down, forcing his way in on this woman and her daughter. And he calls the cops on her. Well, let's just go ahead and play this, shall we? Let's scoot on over here. Let me go ahead and play this.
Who are these people? The situation, but they're in my house, man. Relax. No.
To understand how this day ended,
We need the police right away.
with multiple 911 calls and arrests, we have to start at the beginning.
Adele, the hardest question is, how do you say your name?
We met Adele Andaloro outside the home her parents left her in Flushing, Queens. She's in the process of selling it,
No, he locked it.
but she's been locked out. She claimed squatters moved in on February 6th and refused to leave.
What's it like being here knowing you can't go inside of your own home?
It's enraging. It really is.
In New York, squatters have rights after 30 days.
By the time that someone does their investigation and they do their work and their job, we'll be well over the 30 days, and this man will have stolen my home. And now she's...
Yeah, actually, that's it. All you have to do is gain entry to said domicile, stay there, hide, whatever, prove that you were there for that 30 days. The house is yours. The homeowner has to take you to court using your own money to get a person out of their own house. And here's this woman that luckily opens the door. Let's go ahead and continue watching this.
She's back.
Just after wrapping up our interview, a woman showed up.
What are you doing in the house? Are you renting this house? Why are you here?
She unlocked the front door, saw our cameras, and took off.
It's open. Let's go in the house. It's open.
Adele and her daughter, with the property deed in hand, went inside.
This is my furniture.
By the way, don't you love that this homeless person has a nice cell phone? Yeah, let's continue.
These are my curtains.
She didn't just find her belongings inside.
There's a man sleeping right there. Get out of my house.
She found two men.
How long have you lived here?
I moved in about 2 days ago.
They've called the police on me, and I've called the locksmith. I didn't come in illegally. The door was open.
Police started interviewing neighbors and looking for documents.
Do you have something that shows that you've been here for more than 30 days?
They took the man who told me he had been renting for 2 days out in handcuffs
They got one out.
and
Good.
escorted the other guy off the property.
Now you're afraid to come out.
I'm not coming out. This house is empty. This is my home. My locksmith is on the corner waiting to change my locks. And that's not fair. It's not fair that I, as the homeowner, should be having to go through this.
How you doing?
No, she says it. She says it. It's not fair. How does this happen to where your own home. It gets worse, guys. It really does. And the reason I'm kind of stopping this and, blabbing throughout this little videos, because that way I can not get in trouble for using it, I hope. But again, let's continue.
Minutes later, a locksmith showed up, but police gave her a warning before they left.
I may end up in handcuffs today if this man shows up here and says that I have illegally evicted him. I said to them, let him take me to court the way I've been told to take him to court. But today, I'm not leaving my house.
Less than 10 minutes after police left and the locks were changed. The man who claims to be the one actually leasing the house shows up.
Call the police again.
With the other guy, police took off the property.
Do you see this? This guy just literally broke down my door. Broke through myself and my daughter to get in here. This guy just forced himself into my house. Yes, he did. And so did you. You broke through the front door.
The man called the police on her.
So why is it that I have to leave and he doesn't have to leave?
Because technically he can't be kicked out. We need to go to court.
They consider this a landlord-tenant issue. And by law, it has to be handled through the housing court, not with police.
Now get this. He has to show proof that he's been living there and that he signed the lease and all that fun stuff. What the police should have done was notice that he didn't show that proof. He shows that he did some work in there. And he has evidently receipts of something he did, parts or whatever that he put into the place. Let's continue.
You own this house, you would not want her inside.
I don't own this.
Exactly,
Yes.
she does.
Yes, but then once again, you should know how the law works.
I do know how it works.
There's rules to the as you got to go to court and send me to civil court.
He says he signed a lease in October, but wouldn't tell us with who.
I got proof longer than that.
Show us the proof.
Who want you for me to show? I showed it to cops.
Dan with Channel 7 News. If you don't want to show it, you don't want to show it.
Come here, brother. I like that.
I would like to see it.
He didn't show me a lease.
This is a bill.
A bill for work he says he had done to the house. He didn't show police a lease either.
The police department doesn't have the lease?
No.
He's got no documentation.
Just bills.
So Adele, you're getting arrested right now?
Being arrested
For what?
for being in my own home.
Yep.
And where's your lease?
She's fighting the house. It's not her house anymore.
My deed is
That's what it was
current
told
and
me.
legal.
Arrested for unlawful eviction. She changed the locks on a man who claims he lives there.
So how does this all end then? When do you leave?
The way it ends is either she pays me my money that I put into the house, pay me the money, and I'll leave, or send me to court, and we deal with the judge in court. It's that simple.
Yep. It's that simple. That's all you gotta do. Take him to court while you're still living there. This is where we're at. Law-abiding citizens are, again, the lower part of the totem pole. If you're a criminal and you do criminal stuff, you go higher on the totem pole. You have more rights than law-abiding citizens. And this is where we're at, guys. This is where we're at. And it's ridiculous. Now, there's a little bit more to the story. She did go to jail. Had to go through all, the jail stuff where you go in, get arraigned or get bail. I'm not sure which one she did or whatnot. But the fact that she got arrested in the first place is, it's horrible. There was a pair of vigilantes that helped the guy out of her house and sent him on his way, hopefully for good. So hopefully she gets her house back in order. what are people supposed to do that their mothers or fathers die and they live in their own homes and take possession of these houses, or whatever the case may be. You buy a house, you rent it out to other people, and then somebody goes in and squats in the house to where you can't get them out. You have no legal way but to spend money and time to get these people out of the home that you own. Not to mention that you still, if you owe money on this, you still have to pay mortgages, insurance, taxes, and all this. And if you're like a landlord or whatnot, you need that money to pay these bills. But have that guy in there and you can't do nothing about it. You change the locks on them, you go to jail. With that, I'm going to leave it at this. Tell me what you think in the comments below. And this, as you've seen, is in New York City. But it happens all over United States. Different states have different laws, but again, the law is more toward protecting the criminal than it is the law-abiding citizens. Till next time, God bless.